Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, December 21st. I am off of work until January 2nd, and I already feel like I got nothing done. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, this is a channel on my hobbies. Right now, primarily, I'm working on cross-stitch projects. I like to stitch a variety of things and finish them in a variety of different ways. I also like to do a little bit of sewing, maybe one day a little bit of quilting, and I also like to paper craft. I make gift cards, greeting cards, gift card holders rather, gift treat boxes, gift tags, that kind of a thing. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to check out the next video. This week I much quieter than last week, but we decided that it was time to get new furniture, and so I spent quite a bit of time researching. We have already gone out and looked several months ago, so we kind of knew what we wanted. It was just going out and purchasing it. So we did that last night, but I spent a couple of nights like researching rugs and researching accent chairs and, you know, all of the things. So we ordered a couch and a chair. It is the chair that I have had was the last couple of sets was a chair and a half. So it's, you know, a little bit wider. It's not as wide as a love seat, but it's not as narrow as a regular chair. Well, this one, it's just a chair size. And I'm like, yeah, it's not all bad. And I think the cat can still sleep next to me if she wants to. And then I found on Wayfair another chair with a tufted back, and it's a recliner, and that one is a little bit wider. So that might turn into my stitching chair. We'll see. I have sent pictures to my cousin who is an interior designer or works for an interior designing firm. She has a very good eye, and I'm just like, this is what we bought. This is what I want to go with it. What do you think? And she's like, I just got off a plane. I'm like, okay. Tell me later. Not too much later. I need to order it. Because I want to have everything come in. The chair and the couch will be delivered on New Year's Day. And it would be nice if the rug could come in before and the other chair could come in, so that I don't have to worry about something being delivered when we're all back at work. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. We'll see how it all works out. I also bought, because I have cats, and they like to use the furniture as a scratching post. A friend of mine had like a plastic sticky, it's sticky on one side, almost like a sticky vinyl clear, that you can put on the furniture, and it does make the furniture shiny. I'm not super happy, but if it will protect the furniture and keep them and discourage them from clawing at it, I don't care, because if we're doing something fancy, that can all come off and we can put it back on again later. So I ordered some of that on Amazon this morning, I think, and it came, I think it's already been delivered to my husband, so that's good. So hopefully that will help to combat scratching on the new furniture. It was not that expensive, so I mean, I struggle a little bit because we don't really want to spend or have the money to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on furniture. And really, they don't make furniture like they used to. Even 30 years ago when we bought, you know, the house, they don't make furniture like they did even 30 years ago, which, I mean, that's a long time. So we just kind of resolved ourselves that when we can't stand it anymore, we just go buy new. So I'm going lighter. I have grown-ups living with me. We'll see how that all works out. I may never go lighter again. It's a real pretty beige gray. It's kind of a tweed. I don't think it's chenille. I think it's tweed, and it's like creamy beige and a gray mixed in the fabric. So it's really nice. And then I want to order a darker gray recliner, like occasional chair, and then my rug is the creams, a taupey tan, maybe more tan, and a charcoal gray. I think it'll look really, really pretty. And then we've been wanting to remove the desk that's in my living room because there's no need for us to have it anymore. But that's where all the wires come into the house for like the cable and, you know, the internet and that kind of a thing. So we need to have something that can go there that will go all the way to the floor. And not be there where an animal can chew it. So we found, I think he called it like a TV table, but it's real pretty, much lighter wood than what we have in the house, as far as our furniture goes. But I think it'll be okay because it's kind of in a nook of the living room, off by itself. I think it'll be okay with the floors. We're going to redo the floors eventually anyway, so we may go back and say, add that. We have to measure. Haven't done that yet. But that's what we did this week. And so I got stitching done, but I didn't get a ton done. I have a finish, two finishes, one of which is a fully finished object. I don't think I have any new... Well, I had a new start. So what is that, an SFFO? A start, a finish, a fully finished object, all in one. Very small, but I love it. And I was able to get some stitches in on a few other things, so I think we're good. Let's start with my start, finish, fully finished object. I did have a start. I wanted to stitch the new Hello from Liz Mathews that she released for the Jingle Ball, the Merry Christmas Star. So it's a Quaker Christmas Star, I think is the title of it. And I did start that. I'll show you that in a minute. But I have the Bah Humbug, and I have this complimentary cross-stitch design called Holly. And so I decided, let's do the Holly. I said maybe it'd take me a week is what I was thinking. And I did it because I had these fabrics that I thought, well, this is the batting. And the scrap fabric. But I had these fabrics that I thought, oh, maybe it'll finish nicely on one of these. I was hoping for this one. When I stitched the Humbug, this, because it has a lot of holly on it, I want it to be finished on this. And I think Vintage Country Mocha, I think it's gonna look okay. I mean, this is the Christmas Star, which I might use this to finish that too. Well, we'll see. But the Vintage Country Mocha, I think, will look nice with this on the back. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. But I wound up using this homespun, green and beige checked homespun on the back of it. So this is the chart that I got. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know if it was a Patreon or through her Facebook. I don't know, but I loved it. I thought it was very sweet, vintagey. I did not have all of the colors, and we went, we were running errands, shopping, and we drove by a Michael's, and I said, ooh, can we stop? Well, they didn't have the colors I wanted anyway, so I just picked up some reds and some greens, and I wound up doing my own thing. I changed, there's 3 different greens. I used 2 greens, a darker green for the front leaf and the lighter green for the 2 back leaves. And then I changed the red in the holly berries because the holly berries were looking more terracotta. And I didn't want that look. But this is my holly ornament. And I stitched it on linen. I don't know the name of it. It's just a scrap that I had. Look how dry I am. Look at my wrinkly hands. It's not for being in a pool. And I finished it with this on the back. So I finished it with these sticky circles. You can get these through Fat Quarter Shop. See, it says right here. Someone asked in the last video. So if you're watching, Fat Quarter Shop. I did 2 layers of Warm and Natural. I did 2 layers of Warm and Natural on the front, and I did 1 on the back. And I took the fabric and I cut it in a round a little bit bigger than the diameter of the circle backing. Did a running stitch, pulled it through, laced it, and then I sat there and I hand stitched it together. I didn't want the glue. I didn't want to, I was watching Landman, and quite frankly, I didn't want to come up here and grab the glue gun and go back in and miss anything. So I just sat there and I hand stitched it. It didn't take but a minute. And then I let it sit for a while, and I was trying to figure out what was I going to put in the channel here. I just didn't know. And then I had to take my mom to the doctor, so I was over there, and she had this big ball of jute, and I'm like, oh, I need some of that. She's like, okay. So I took some of it home, and this is what I did. I put that, I glued that just with Aileen's tacky glue, and let that dry, and then decided that I didn't want to use the jute for a hanger like I originally thought I was going to. So I cut it off. I had this kind of jute type ribbon. I did pull out some rusty jingle balls. It was too much, so I just went with simple gold 2024 charm, and then I had this thin piece of jute twine that I thread through a needle and a large-eyed needle, and then I thread it through the back. My top isn't that great, but I kind of did it that way, so I could have used a darker color thread. But I did it that way just to kind of keep where I cut the ends of the jute, keep them secure. But I love it. I think it came out so good. Started it on Sunday afternoon, took a nap, came back, finished it, and then I think that night I was starting to fully finish it, and I got it ready to go, and then the next day or two I was able to fully finish it. So really, maybe everything together 4 to 6 hours, maybe. Very quick stitch. So I had that finish. I also had another finish, and I don't honestly know if I've showed you this or not, so I'm going to show it again. It was in the bottom of my basket here, so I think I finished it this last week. But Snowman 2023 by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I am stitching mine on 28 count Vici by Nikki's Creations. It's a very loosely woven check fabric. I love it. And here is my finish. So on this one, I didn't want the red scarf or hat band because I felt that made it look a little too Christmassy. So I went with a brighter blue just so that I could have it for winter. So this is a finish. All called for floss except for the skirt and the hat band. That one is Blue Topaz by Weeks Dye Works. So this will be ready for a finish. Very happy about that one. And then my new start. So my new start, I just couldn't stand it. You know what it is? Have you been watching Nicole Spore's vlog? I don't know if it's the 25 days of Christmas. We're already on day 20. I'm mesmerized. She's so fun anyways, and she's doing it vlog style in all different areas of her home, and her home is beautiful. And honestly, I sit there and I watch it, and it completely relaxes me. The color scheme in her home, I'm just like, oh, maybe that's why I picked a lighter color. I was influenced by her, although we've picked it before, before she did her vlog, but you know, I went with it. Didn't change my mind. Went with it. But she did the star for the Jingle Ball. So it had the reindeers and the trees and the red and orange Quaker motifs on it. Beaded edge. Loved it. So I went ahead and I picked up the chart that she had for sale, and it is Merry Christmas. You can kind of see through that a little bit better. Now, I'm stitching this. I am going to finish it like this. So it is going to have the beaded trim. I think it's gorgeous. I think the other one is gorgeous as well. It is not taking long. I mean, I've got this motif done, and that didn't take very long at all. So I started that on Sunday as well. So just a few motifs. Merry Christmas. Good to go. I decided I'm going to, I think, hers is done on linen. I decided I was going to stitch this on linen. So I picked 40 count, 36 count, Vintage Country Mocha, 36 count, Vintage Country Mocha. And I almost got that first motif done. It's a beautiful green. It's like a dark olive or a dark army green. And I love it. I would love to get this done so I could work on it as a finish this week coming up. So many plans for my 11-day vacation, and I don't know how it's going to all happen. Considering today I woke up and I thought I will start cleaning the living room and get things ready. And I cleaned off the dining room table. I put some sewing things away. And that's about it. But these are the colors. This is more than what I need, but I have 3 charts in this bag. I had Holly, and then the Merry Christmas Quaker Star, and then I have Humbug in there as well. I'd love to get all of these done. Oh, it would be awesome to get them done before the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think I can get them done by Christmas of 2025. And then these things that I think about periodically will be out of my brain and done and finished. We can move on. I pulled out my classic Colorworks Northwoods Express. And this is how far I got. So I added the roof to the house. I started on these trees. I realized I made a terrible mistake. I don't care. We're going with it. I got the runners for the sled, the bear done, this little tree started, and these little holly branches up here done. This was a day where it was very slow going. I just wasn't feeling it a whole lot, and I had a headache. I know, really, really tight margins. I understand. It's gonna be a pillow finish, and it's gonna be tiny pillow with tiny little margins. And these are the called for colors. So, and this is 32 count beautiful beige linen by Witchelt. Two over two. I wanted to stitch on a couple of different things that I haven't stitched on for a couple of weeks. So I pulled out Christmas Swan by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. And here's how far I got. So I finished this feather, did the white on that candy cane, and started on the red bow. You can't see it. Well, I guess you can't. There's a little section right here where the floss was a little thinner. I'm hoping that when I press this that it'll puff up a little bit and you won't notice it as much. I'm not taking it out. But I really had fun with this the other night. Called for colors. Real pretty, almost prim, olivey greens, reds, light terracottas. Real pretty. So I'm excited to continue working on that. And that one will be done later. I think that this is the called for fabric, which would be 40 count winter brew linen by R&R Reproductions. This all came in a kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods, so I waited a while to get it. Everybody else had theirs stitched. I'm like, I don't even have my kit yet. But I did that because I knew I could just throw it all in a project bag and be ready to go when I'm ready for it. And it worked out perfectly. The other one that I did in a kit last year, this time last year, was... Actually, I didn't do this in a kit. It came with the tray and the wool felted ornament things. They're like bowl fillers, but sugar and spice. I am stitching this on 40 count Newcastle linen in cappuccino. And I was able to make some progress on the little gingerbread house. Took a while because I had to count in through here and make sure that I had enough spacing. Now I'm getting up. This is like the roof line, so I'm starting to get up into the roof line a little bit. I think it's really cute. Happy to be working on it. Called for floss on this. Not a lot of colors, which is perfect. So. And I wanted to be further along with this one than I am for it being almost the end of the month. But this is the January Stitching with the Housewives monthly weigh-in. This was the 2023 monthly shop. Sent these out monthly kit. They're words, I don't know. So I'm using the called for floss because it came with the chart. You paid your fee, they ran your card monthly, they sent it to you in the mail. The only thing I bought was the fabric separately because everybody has their own fabric preference. But I chose to stitch it on 28 count Tea Dyed Monaco, which I believe is the called for. And here I am with this. So I finished the white on the snowman and I started down here and I up and through here. I think this one was, no, I finished that one too. So I got quite a bit done. It's not going to be done before the end. It might be done by the end of January, but the very end of January. Okay. And then my Friday focus, I had really no wintry or Christmassy Friday focus. And my Friday focus, just something I kind of came up with on my own. I wanted to move some of my whips along. One of you made a comment last video or the video before that I get so much done. Really, I don't. The finishes that I've had in the last couple of months are because sometime in the middle of the year I decided, you know what, I'm done with just picking and choosing and, you know, if you spread yourself too thin, nothing gets done. And that's kind of what I was feeling like. I'm doing a few stitches here and a few stitches there and a few stitches there, and months would go by before I'd come back to that chart. So I decided, and I had a lot that were very close to, if not a little over the 50% mark. So I went ahead and I decided that I was going to do a Friday focus. My Friday focus would be, I would pick a chart that was at least 50% done, and I would work on it on Fridays every single week. So it would get touched every week on a Friday. The most I have touched something before it has gotten done has been 3 weeks. So I think it's working, but that's why I'm getting so much done. I had several projects in the works that were just kind of limping along, and I just got tired of it, and I wanted to move it along. So that's what I did. This one was not quite 50%, but it was close. And I decided that I would like to get this finished so that I can make it a fully finished object. And it is the Cocoa Quaker by Primrose Cottage. Simple, easy motifs, not a lot of tiny detail. So that's why I picked up this one. And here is my progress. So what I worked on yesterday And I only worked on it when we got home. I worked on it a little bit in the morning, but honestly, I just got part of the roof done. The snow, not even the full roof, the snow on the roof, and a little bit of snow here, and then this motif here. So what I did once we got back from shopping and dinner, I added the white here and the white up here. Now there are French knots, red and green French knots, to be like sprinkles on the hot cocoa. I am debating whether or not I want to pull out seed beads and sew a couple of seed beads on there. I'm not sure that I will, because that's a pretty tiny motif. Like when I'm looking at it through the camera, I think it's a pretty tiny motif, and I think the seed beads would look too big. So I'll probably just stick with the French knots. So I added the white here. I added this snowflake here. I added the green on the inside of this motif, and I finished the green. I had a little bit here to do. I had all of that and half of that to do. And then I did the heart. This is the bottom of a coffee cup here. And I started the coffee or the cocoa mug there. And I started the holly leaves here. So just a few hours of stitching. Oh, and I added that heart, that green heart. I didn't have that in either. A little bit of jumping around, but I didn't want to change my floss. So I kept the green on until I ran out of the green. And then I made the decision, do I want to pick up the green again and continue on? Or do I want to move to a different color? So that's how I got this done. Now for sure, this is probably 50%, if not a little bit more than 50% done. I have a few mugs to do. I have this design here and this design here to do. And one more Quaker up here to start and finish. And, you know, this one I just have to do the inside, and this one I have to do the inside, and then it's pretty much done. And then I'll finish it. This is one that I did buy the finishing kit for. So it has the backing fabric. It has the rickrack and the wool patch that goes on the back of it. So kind of a grunge green, a red houndstooth piece of wool, and then the red trim. It's gonna be really, really cute. I would love for this one to have a 2024 charm on it. I have so much that I want to get done. I can't even say that I'll probably get it done. So really all of the Primrose Cottage winter Christmas releases I have in this bag by Nina, Star 87 Crafts. She gifted me this, and thank you. I love it still. Just makes me smile. It's so cheery. So I worked on that. I also did something a little different on Saturday, I think it was. Last year I bought a wool felting kit, and I decided to give it a try. You cannot laugh. So I wool felted for the very first time. This kit, is there a name on it? No, I don't even know. There is no identifying information. I found it on Etsy. It came with the wool roving, the twine or the pearl cotton, I think that's what that is, needles, and then I chose the wool felting mat. And it's probably stuffed with roving as well. And then I went and I picked up, because I did not want to use this as my template. So I went and I picked up Snowflake cookie cutters. So I picked one out, and I just started putting the roving down and punching it with the felting needle, until I got what I wanted. And this is the first time I've ever done this, so please be kind. But I started this little cookie here. Now my goal is to have these, maybe 5 of them on a garland with some wool balls, maybe green, red, and this brown color, strung over my kitchen window. I was going to leave it like this, but then when I opened up the box just now, I'm like, this looks funny, these look funny, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do there. I might go ahead and just add these little limbs and then connect them all. This project, it didn't take very long, honestly, but my hands started hurting, so I only did one. I kind of got it out of my system. I only did the one. This is kind of the kit here. I have plenty to do whatever I want. So I'm not going to give up on it. I'm not saying that at all. I don't have to have it done this year. So we'll see what happens in 2025. Maybe I can get a few more of these done. This might be a good project to take with me on vacation, or, you know, when I have to go to camp. We'll see. Okay, and then I was watching Nicole Spore's 25 Days of Christmas vlog, whatever. I'm assuming she's going to 25 days. I don't know. She's shown these before, and I loved them. She showed them again, and she actually showed her, like, filmed herself making them. So I went and I bought the pattern. It's $5, Fig Tree and Company. But it is these candy canes. Now, I do plan on getting some sewing done before the end of the year, and I think I'm going to look and see what kind of fabrics I have, and I'm going to make some. They are so cute. And the stars, and this is for a garland, but... And then she does this patchwork star. She has done one out of Halloween fabric, and she has done one... Oh, it didn't print. Darn it. Shoot. And then she did one out of Christmas fabric, but it's taking mini charms, I think, and sewing them together and then cutting the star out. So it's a bigger star, but it's really, really cute. And then you put a button in the middle of it. And it's a really cute, it can hang on a tree, you could put a hanger on it, you could just put it in a bowl filler, and so I want to make one of those too. I thought I had it printed out, but I didn't. So I picked up those 2 patterns. Haul did come in, but my husband paid for it for me for Christmas, so you gotta wait till the next video. But I wanted to share something really special. I have been seeing people, YouTubers, purchasing antique samplers. So I got on eBay. Before Thanksgiving, and I found I found several. And I found a sampler that I really liked. The saying and the design. So I showed it to my mom, and she's like, oh yeah, that's really cute and pretty. Not really cute, it's nice. And my cousin, he's like, oh, that's a really nice saying. And I bought it. It came all the way from England. I bought it. I kept the frame because I thought it was very interesting. Any information that you can have on this, or that you have regarding this style or this frame. There's the frame. It's not in the best condition, but I'm thinking it's very, very old. But isn't it precious? I absolutely love it. I would like to reproduce this. Whether it's a word for word, color for color reproduction, or whether I will reimagine it, I'm not 100% sure yet. But I love it. So it says, "Dear little house, dear winding lane, dear flowers that bloom in sun and rain, how feeble words are to express the facets of your tenderness." And then the initials at the bottom, ACS. And then she's got the numbers on the side. And that border. But I love it. The back of the frame, it's very old. It looks like this. So someone took the easel off of it. And when I opened it up, and they had all of this in the description, except I did not see, it's a little mildewy, and I'm a little disappointed. So if you know how to get rid of that, please let me know. But this is the back of it. And then this wooden piece comes out. And then here's the part that creeped my daughter out. Picture of a lady. But they had it on the back to probably be a light color behind it so that everything would show up. And the piece is laced onto velvet. But look at how bright and vibrant those colors are. There was something in here before. They don't know what. The person that sold it said that their mom gave it to them and they're done with it now and they want to move it along. I know that this frame company is based in England and still in business. So I thought what I would do is take some photos and send it to them to see if they could at least date the frame for me. And then I would at least have an era of when this was made. I have never seen anything like it with that kind of a saying before. And the houses are just like the corners are outlined. They're not filled in. So, you know, as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, do I want to fill it in? Do I want to stitch it just as it is? It's not the best condition as far as the colors bleeding, but that's okay. I think it's old. My first antique sampler. I won't be ordering another one anytime soon because that was not cheap. I made an offer. You can do that on Facebook. You can make an offer. Shoot, I thought I had wipes. I don't. Okay. I made an offer for a little bit lower because it was going to cost quite a bit to ship it as it came. In the future, I might ask for them to take it out of the frame and ship it to me. That would save on the weight. It took the better part of a month to get to me. But it's finally here and I love it. I love it so much. It's good. Okay, so this week, so at the beginning of the video, I said I already feel behind. I do. I think I'm just overwhelmed. I would say that since COVID, I have been going at full speed handling one crisis after another, after another, after another, after another at work. My job position has changed during that time frame. Moved into a supervisory role, moved into a higher level position that requires disciplining employees and terminating employees and hiring employees and training employees, and it just seems to never end. With that being said, we've had a lot of changes. So where our old executive director has retired, we have a new executive director. She's great, but it's a little bit different way of doing business than what we have been doing for a very, 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 very long time. So it's taking some getting used to. And I think when I come home, I'm just done. I think I'm finally getting to a point where it's like, I don't have to go. We have a really good crew in place right now. They're excited, they're happy, they're doing great work. Hopefully they'll stay with us for a while. And so it feels really good at work right now, which means that I'm relaxing a little bit. But I think it's like, that burnout stage where like I go on vacation, I come back and I don't even feel rested. So when it comes to cleaning my house, I don't want to do it. I don't do much of anything. And now I'm going to pay for it because I'm hosting Christmas, and it's a mess. So I was going to get up this morning and I was going to put things away and vacuum and mop the hardwood floors and or at least clean the counters so that tomorrow or Monday morning I could mop the floors. I wanted to do some baking before Christmas. I don't think that's happening. I guess I have all the presents to wrap except for what's being given to me. That I'm going to try to do before my husband gets home. I'm going to start doing some of that wrapping today. It was not even noon and I felt like my whole 11 days was gone and I got nothing done. And I know that's ridiculous. I really do. But it's one of those things. Do you ever feel like that? Like you've got a big chunk of time that you can get done whatever you want to get done, and then you turn around and you don't get anything done. That's what I kind of feel like. I have like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make cards and I'm going to finish cross stitch and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to sew and I all these different plans, big plans. Well, Monday I have to take my mom to the doctor. Someone's coming in to do a little work in the house on Monday. I'm hoping my son is here because then I can just leave and take my mom and come back and he'll be here when that person is here. Tuesday is Christmas Eve, so I've got to do like cooking. We've got to do shopping, I've got cooking. I've got the last minute cleaning to do because I certainly don't want to clean on Christmas morning any more than I have to. I don't know when it's all going to be done. And my husband's like, I'll help you clean and get the house in order. And I'm like, no, you won't. It's fine. I can do it. Well, I think tonight I'm going to have to eat crow and say, yeah, I'm going to need your help. So I will have to divide and conquer and it'll all get done. It'll be fine. But it's like I really wanted to have a bunch of stuff done today so that I could maybe enjoy Christmas Eve a little bit more and Christmas Day, and then roll into the week between Christmas and New Year's. I have to take the dog to the vet the day after Christmas and the cat the day after that. And I thought, oh, I'm off. Yeah, let's take the time. Well, now I feel like 10:30 in the morning, that's not bad. It gives me a chance. If I want to sleep in, I can sleep in. If I want to walk the dog, I can walk the dog. I can putter around. I can do what I need to do, get ready at a leisurely pace. The kids will be gone. That's fine. And now I'm like, 10:30, gosh, my day is gone. I don't know. So I was thinking before I started filming, what is the one thing that I would like to get done? I mean, I'm going to do my whip video, my end of the year whip video. I'm going to do my plans, and that might be one. We'll see. I have a lot of whips, so we'll see how that goes. I want to do my finishes. So I've got a few videos that I want to kind of film. But I think what I really want to focus on more than stitching is fully finishing the things that I have already finished and that are in the drawer waiting. Pillow finishes, putting them on sticky boards and mounting them to something. Like, I want to get that stuff done. And I think this is going to be the perfect time for that. So if I can just get those videos filmed, get myself organized and set up for the new year, and do the finishes, I think that's a much more bite-sized piece of it. And if I can get things like candy canes done while I'm sewing up pillows, even better. So I think that's... I'll still stitch, of course, but I'm not going to be stitching completely, like 24/7. It'll be something that I do like in the evenings. So like, I guess my day will be spent finishing and doing the other things. My evenings will be spent stitching on most of the days. The exception to that will be New Year's Eve. I know a lot of people are talking about 12 by 12 again. A couple years ago, I did 12 by 12, and I did new starts, and I think I wound up with 7 new starts. Last year, I wanted to work on whips, and so I had 12 whips. I think I worked on 8. This year, I am so far behind on the Hometown Sal with Teresa Kogut's Patreon group. I think that's what I want to focus on. So I think the majority of the day, if not the entire day, I will be stitching that. And then starting on New Year's Day, I will kind of tuck Christmas away. I mean, there might be something that I finish. Like, I might finish up the projects that are in this bag because they're darling, and it would be so cute to have them done for next Christmas. And then I'll be working on some samplers and trying to get them across the finish line, working on some more smalls to get those across the finish line for 2025. I will need to order 2025 charms. I really do like putting those on my finishes. I don't do it for all of them. So for example, like these up here, like the Christmas monthly weigh-in, I don't have a charm on that. I just think it would be a little awkward. So I'm not going to put a charm on that. But the pillows, the standalone finishes, the things like this, yeah, they're going to get a charm. And that way I know that they're fully finished in 2024. The stitching might have been done earlier, but they're fully finished in 2024. And I have a drawer. It's not full, but there's several pieces in there that I need to work on. So that's, I think, the focus. Oh, I have some over there too. That will be the focus. And then in the new year, I'm going to focus on finishing up some of my samplers because I have a blank wall in my bathroom that I want to fill with several different samplers. We are planning on repainting our bedroom, and there's a lot of wall space in there that I want to fill with samplers. So I'd like to start getting some of those done. I want to put a shelf up here, at least one shelf up here, so I can put more finishes up here where I can see them and enjoy them when I'm out here. So I mean, I have a list of things that I want to accomplish. It's just taking the steps to do it. I'm going to continue with Friday Focus. That has been working out really, really well. And Friday Focus now will include, when there's not a holiday coming up that I'm working towards, it will include samplers. So there's a couple samplers that I'm past the 50% mark. So I think I'm going to start dedicating some time to that. I might do a Focus Friday and a sampler Saturday, or a sampler, maybe a sampler Sunday, because I get a little bit more stitching time in on a Sunday than I do on a Saturday. I haven't decided on that yet, but I do want to move some of these things across the finish line in 2025. I'd like to get them up and framed and on the wall, and I think that that's the way to do it. I still will have new starts, but I'm trying to control that just a little bit. And I'm going to also continue to try to control spending. Let's see how that goes. I'll probably buy, when Needlework Marketplace comes out, I'll probably buy, if like, when Brenda Gervais, I just love her things, her charts. I will probably buy each and every time Brenda Gervais comes out with something. But knowing that, I can plan for that and kind of squirrel some money away. I just want my focus to be on finishing things that are started. If I could get my bags pared down and my basket pared down, that would be amazing. There are some things that I started this last year that I want to continue to work on. I don't anticipate a finish on those, but I would like to get them to the halfway point. So maybe in 2026, I can get a finish on them. We'll just see how this goes. The other thing I want to do this week, I went to the Container Store because my husband's like, what else do you want? And I'm like, I'm really unhappy with my storage for my fabric right now. I thought it was going to work, and I think it's too much wasted space. So I said, what I'd really like is I'd like to go and find more containers. Well, the containers that I wanted, they only had 2, and I only wanted 2. And then I was looking around and I found another 2 containers that I think will go side by side and go the entire depth of my cubby. Like, I have my fabric in one of these cubbies. So if those work, fingers crossed that they do, then I'm going to order more. I'm just going to bite the bullet, pay for it, be done with it, and then I will redo the fabric storage, which is like right behind you. I also want to film my craft room video. So I think once Christmas is over, I spent a couple hours out here last weekend and kind of tucked things away and put things away. I got a bunch of stuff over here put away. So I think I can get a video filmed so that it can go up sometime in January, a craft room tour. I still feel like that's biting off a lot. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. Do you guys do that? Do you have all these big plans and then wind up getting one thing done out of, 20 that you have on your list? Kind of how I've always been. Anyways, I think that is it for me. This is a longer video. I apologize. Thank you for hanging in. If you made it to the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. If you liked what you saw and you liked the content and you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload new content. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments. I got behind. I don't know. I apologize. Usually I can get to you by the end of the week before I film and upload the next week's video. And I was like 2 weeks behind. I think it's because I was sick a couple weeks ago, and I think that's where I fell kind of behind. But I got all caught up today. So thank you so much. I do read all the comments. I do reply with at least a little heart emoji there on the YouTube channel, if not actually respond directly to you. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about very, very quickly. Marissa from M. Kissa Creations and I are going to be hosting a SAL. The Keeper of the Pins booklet by Brenda Gervais with I Needle and Thread. She has that booklet. I have that booklet. I've only completed one of the charts and started on another one. I really want to focus on that and get it done this year. So does she. We decided we would do it together. So we're going to start that after the first of the year. And we're going to focus on, I think we're landing on maybe one chart a month. For me, that might work into one chart every 2 months. There is no rules. There is no right or wrong way to do the SAL. I know that several of you, I mentioned it the last video, several of you say, oh, I have that, I want to stitch it too. Yes, let's all stitch it together. Let's all make that a finish in 2025 so we can move on. But that's what we're going to do. And I think we're going to start it in January. We're still kind of working out details a little bit. And I think our hashtag is going to be #KeeperSal. I will put it up here on the screen, and I'll put it in the description box below. And we'll start that in January. And wherever you are in stitching that, join us if you want to. And then post to your socials using that hashtag so we can kind of keep up on what everybody is doing. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think that's a chart that a lot of people have, and they just haven't finished it because they're busy stitching, you know, the holiday things. So that's what we want to do. Okay, so more on that with my next video. We'll get everything ironed out, everything good to go. I mean, what is there to iron out when there's no rules, right? But I'll verify and confirm that that's the hashtag that we want to use. We will we'll land on shooting. She and I are going to shoot on finishing one a month, and we'll go from there. If we don't, we don't. It's okay. It's okay. No rules. Anyways, that is it. Thank you again. We've hit the hour mark. I apologize. But have a great holiday season. Be safe. Don't eat too much food. And get lots of stitching time in. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.